Okay. A fine hound. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there is still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you, but that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the a day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pet his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of coupon nuts. You do good to remember that, Karen. In search of a lost tome, reluctant as I am to add to your burdens, I would ask your aid in a personal matter, albeit one that may be beneficial to your cause. There exists station texts deemed so injurious to more and thought that mere possession is deemed a crime, and it was a chance encounter with one such tome from a distance that sparked within me the scholastic curiosity which burns to this very day. I wish to enlist your aid in reclaiming the texts. Should you require further incentive, know that I am willing to offer compensation for the services rendered. Vivian.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
An inconvenient truth. Vivian writes to Clive asking him to locate a copy of From the Distance, the tome that inspired her to become a scholar.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but... But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Clive, my boy.
Ask about the Trinity Accord.
Do you know why?
Do you know why I chose to call it the Trinity, Clive? You may be too young to remember, but this isn't the first time an alliance has been struck twixt the nations of
'Twas
Storm.
not 20 summers past.
'Twas not 20 summers past that your father petitioned both the Empire and the Republic to join hands with the Duchy, that we might work to mutual advantage in defiance of the Blight. And they, for their part, embraced the notion, or so we believed. Little did we know that a peace Elwyn had worked so hard to secure would be a ground beneath the heel of one we least expected.
Your mother,
Your mother,
Duchess.
the Duchess. In one fell swoop, Annabella robbed us of everything: a nation, a leader, a brother, a
But
father.
above all,
She robbed us of what could have been a realm undivided, Elwyn's grand
and so
design.
you see,
And so you see, I chose to call our new alliance the Trinity, for with it we aim to preserve not only peace but a lasting legacy of cooperation.
well, Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates, there's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of Secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers. A tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
Jesus Christ, gedenters.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia! This might take a while. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, na, 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 na. Jesus, estava a dar escuro aqui.
His interests were certainly varied.
A complete botany of Banes. Ertifrotida or tail of wyvern, white of flower and black of root, the latter of which gives you an inky gall when cut or crushed. The tribesmen of northern storm prick their skin with ochre's needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of their hidden gods. The gale is passing toxicate that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps most painful for 5 days and 5 nights, said Freddy's, or if applied to a wound, certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that his skin print failed to find favor among the heavens. Okay.
This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
Royal Intelligence Training Report. In the wake of the tragic fire at Caernarvon in 873 and the subsequent depletion of our most highly active intelligence, all mainland strongholds are instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, prison weaponry, and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stone here for inspection. Uh, okay. From a distance, Chapter 16, The Fall of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known is most likely a contraction of bearer of the heavenly blessing, the wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for the kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove faithful. The diverse nations of the time were unanimous of their disapproval of the founding of the church, while the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into positions of power in their own structures of state. They were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adolescents from their homes, and breaking up meeting by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. Puxa. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the Twins for nigh a generation and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The touch of blood that stained and lent crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of the Alestian people. After the Bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Alestia came together to sign a continental accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm to this day. Its well-known phrase, "Bearers are other than human," has its roots in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed suddenly excuse for the calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
I got this feeling, you know where I'm losing.
Leaving so soon, stranger?
Who the fuck are you?
We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it, or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Really?
Let's see, shall we?
Só vocês os quatro? That's a little sad.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall click.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait! Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about. Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
A new quest is available nearby. I think there's a new case. The Wailing Banshee. Cursebreakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick. Misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local woman, they went to offer their help, but soon it was they who were seeking salvation. The survivors say they can still hear the screams, both those of the white and those of their fallen comrades. Ok. Era só esse o único que que o jogo acrescentou acima da hora. The Kingdom of Loot. Repete qual coisa. É o Loot, agora que eu parei pra pensar, pois é.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Have care. I can walk from here.
Ah, Gizamaluk. A worthy opponent, perhaps. Nível 41, se calhar não é. Se calhar não é um worthy opponent. Oh, wait, what? It really is a worthy opponent. My god, calma. Eu queria um worthy opponent, mas também não quero um demasiado worthy.
No good.
That's the way.
Rest in peace.
Perdão. Ao meu irmão. Password reset request. Use o IP. Ah, tá aqui. FCC é minúsculo. FZ L maiúsculo 8 U maiúsculo FRR F 2 R's G grande 5 W grande.
Tens aqui o laptop de 2025. Não é isto aqui.
Não vi 44 animes. É, 40.
Foi porque pusemos tudo de uma vez.
Então para anime foi vilão de saga.
Acho-lhe 10. Eu também fui o hot take, só que eu dei-lhe 5 em vez de lhe dar 7.
Acho que foi assim também. Ok. É, sim.
Pronto.
É um dia, é, foi. Listen para dizer anime. Como assim? Ok, já entendi qual.
Tipo, aqui eu também não tinha nenhum.
Não é, pois.
Não se viu nada de... Tu não tens voice actors ainda
Pois.
preferidos. O mapa também foi o meu preferido. Também tens de manga. Desculpa. Ai. Também está tudo seguido. Este ano já vai ser mais...
Homúnculos. Sim, faz sentido que ele tenha metido como no mais. Ok. Ok, faz sentido depois por ser que não é pequeno. É.
ongoing multitasker, é porque estás a ler mais do que uma vez.
Vais tu? Wait for another one. Come on. Hole again. Clive, it occurs to me that a single word of thanks does not nearly suffice to express my gratitude for reuniting me with from a distance. The tomb made me who I am today, and yet I've thought that I should never set eyes upon it again. That those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself, but now I am whole again, thanks to you. I regret that I can only fill the gaps in your knowledge and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt, Vivian. Concerned for Jill. Though our icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on our heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden, even but only a fraction, before we depart for the skies. I would speak on this more in private, Joshua. Hello.
If Joshua's
Boa
worried about
noite.
Jill, I should go and speak
Não,
with him.
estava a ler. Priceless. Joshua is worried that recent events have begun to weigh heavily on Jill and wonders if there is not something he and Clive might do to lift her spirits.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her.
Não,
But
era
how
só porque
to
não
do that?
dizias nada.
When last we were truly close, we were but children.
É, pois.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember.
Sim, porque ela queria ir a comer a andar, só que ela,
join him.
ela disse: Eu quero comer já,
realised you were
senhora.
missing.
Então ela percebeu:
Letting you
Sabe,
down
feliz
for the
quando
pop
dizes que quer comer já.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Estava a bipolar o tempo.
I can't say my travels ever took me back to Man's Hill. I'm curious to see how it has fared.
This is the place, but
I'm sorry, Clive.
there's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard. To the hideaway, then.
Yeah, bye.
Hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself. This should tide us over until the new moon.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilefeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
The winds that blow across the Royal Meadows from Oilefeist Bay are strong indeed. Strong enough for snow daisies, it seems.
Okay.
Está lá uma barraquinha do Chega. Passa agora
The garrison is
mesmo lá aí, mas sabes porquê?
threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
Estou lá e buscar uma tal disso.
I would speak with this duke.
Não pode fazer o que faz.
Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Complexos de verem. Não está bom.
Não faz lá muito sentido, não.
Eu tive que falar isso. Com o papel de
Let's go.
Que está contra ti. Pois.
The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Look, brother.
You see them?
I do. Flowers and our friends. What do you see, boy?
Ooh, that's a big boy. And a fat boy too.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Eu estou aqui a fazer uma missão que é o Joshua, companheiro de equipa. O inimigo só faz assim, só vejo o Joshua a voar com a cacetada. Obrigado. Every damn seen you.
O Audible é a cena dos audiobooks.
And a level 2 or higher back to 5 times. Okay.
Podes fazer subscrição.
Substituição de quê? Acabou. Gabi. Não sei. A cena que se eu só tive poucos eles para dar caros. E é a cena. Os audiobooks têm uma vantagem que é pronto, a cena de que se estiveres a fazer alguma coisa podes ir ouvindo. O problema que eu tenho com os audiobooks é que eu basicamente li todo o primeiro livro da Witcher em audiobook. Às vezes uma pessoa está tipo concentrada noutra coisa e depois tu perdes-te completamente na história com os audiobooks.
Eu tenho Dark Air, que são aqueles outros dois livros da autora
You think Jill will like them?
dos príncipes.
She'll love them.
Só que o livro é uma seca do caralho.
Come on. Let's go.
Não, os príncipes é fantástico. O Dark Rise não. O problema é que eu acho que aquilo vai se tornar bom. E o que é que eu pensei? Se calhar se eu ouvisse, era melhor do que ler. Se calhar conseguia apreciar melhor se o narrador for bom.
Pois, depende também se o narrador.
Mas é que os comentários dizem que o narrador é muito bom.
You and the skies.
Sim.
We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Sim. E se for €1...
Tu sabes que normalmente isso tens no YouTube ou em sites que é tipo que dá para. Sim, se for €1.
Não, a subscrição normal é €15. Estes gajos são malucos.
Pois.
Como é que tu tens €1?
Porque tem uma promoção que fica como a Spotify. Supostamente, tudo correr bem, é €1 por mês. É o que diz aqui. Get 3 months for $0.99 a month. O que é que aqui diz?
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
Auto-renews, isto
There
é
is?
news. Auto-renews por
And where might
€15
this
durante 3
something be?
meses. After 3 meses.
It's,
Cancel anytime.
Not here.
Ora,
Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
não sei se vai dar. Só a tentar ver.
Mas é assim, tu sabes que nem precisas de pagar para conseguires aceder.
Não dá aqui, deixa eu lá ver. Dá, vai.
Às vezes podem ser no YouTube, tu tens
So
outros
many.
sítios para se ver. Há outros
This
sites.
is what you wanted to show me.
É assim, realmente alguém aqui fez um audiobook.
Yeah.
É completo porque às vezes não tens os
Don't
audiobooks
know what to
completos.
say.
Não,
O-
eu sei do
You don't need to
audiobook.
say anything.
Então pode ser completo. Mas é o mesmo narrador. Porque às vezes eles agarram E metem só no YouTube. E
The
depois tem
smile
os
on your
que,
face is enough.
que fazem
We've been
eles
worried about
próprios para o
you,
YouTube.
Joshua and I.
Eu parecia-me um bocado ai.
Do you remember when I
É,
took you
pois.
to Man's Hill?
Não que era ai.
Or tried to?
Não, esta aqui tem
How
15
could I
horas.
forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough
Aqui
and a
diz,
stern
realmente,
scolding
aqui
from your
diz
mother.
que após os 3 meses
But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
os 15 euros. Diz.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted.
Olha, visto que
I was nothing to them.
já paguei coisa,
A pawn at best. I felt so trapped, so lonely.
Deixa-me lá tentar ver isto.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then
Eu fui abrir, porque eu recebi aqui um e-mail a dizer
That's what you'll
80% de desconto. Eu fui ver, já agora deixa eu ver quanto é que está o livro.
and I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
Oh, mas é maluco. Quanto agora tem 1 euro? Já tenho o livro. Agora.
I never was much good at garlands.
Ou eu consigo para o próximo
But
mês.
it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Ou eu consigo para o próximo mês mais um crédito. Porque isto supostamente fica
Thank you, Clive, for this,
a cada
the flowers,
mês que passa
everything.
a subscrição, recebes um crédito.
It's exactly
Para
what
um
I
livro
needed.
que fica para ti para sempre.
You
Estás a ver?
are my treasure.
Foi só por isso. Eu paguei, assim, eu fiz um cartão de 5 euros. Paguei, eu acho que paguei 1 euro. Mesmo que tenha pago 3 euros, certo? Paguei 3 euros. Eu acho que só paguei.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
Supostamente eu devo ter pago um euro por mês.
And we'll
Paguei
do
1
it
euro agora.
together.
Deixa-me lá ver se o cartão me diz alguma coisa. É que às vezes os cartões não dizem, sabes? Deixa eu lá ver. Não, isto é coisa. Utilizar. Pois, ele, por exemplo, ele não me está a dizer que já tirou o dinheiro. Mas pode ser uma questão de timing. O valor que o cartão tem ainda é 5 euros. Agora, para o próximo mês, se eles quiserem tirar mais... Imagina que eles só tiraram 1 euro. Para o próximo mês vão tirar mais 1 euro. Certo? Eu não sei se vão conseguir tirar, se isto ainda vai estar válido. Estás a ver? Em princípio eu sinto que isto deve durar até dia 28 de fevereiro. E nós estamos a 8 de janeiro. Portanto deve durar. E eu espero que a 8 de fevereiro eu receba mais um crédito e possa sacar o outro livro. O livro não custa 1 euro, mãe. O livro custa 25 dólares. Só que como eu acabei de fazer esta cena da subscrição, ficou a 1 euro.
The greatest gift. It feels like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. That afternoon on Man's Hill was our very first adventure, but somehow I knew even that it would not be our last. I will never forget that day, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart with a joy so fierce I cannot describe it. Since the moment we first met, you have always been an important part of me, the half that makes me whole. That when times are darkest, you are my light. When I am lost, you are my guiding star. You are just what I need. You are all that I need. You are the greatest gift. Jill. Making amends. Master Clive, I am aware there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me at the shelves that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion. Harpocrates.
Falam muito bem da performance.
It's usually me
Também falam
making
muito bem da
demands of
história.
Hippocrates.
Sinceramente.
I wonder what this is about.
Pode ser daquelas que tem um pacing mau, mas que...
Epá, mas é que é isso, estás a ver? Mas é que parece. E eu já sei bem das spoilers. Eu já fui ver os spoilers.
Oxi, então...
Porque não li o livro.
Ou seja, não sabes o que acontece, não sabes como é executado.
Não sei como é que vai acontecer. Então eu sei que vão acontecer coisas interessantes. Mas até agora é um livro de fantasia básico. Ele viu no espelho o passado e tem uma espada que
Uma espada que brilha na escuridão.
É um bocado por